Okay, let's first take a look at the helix. When the protein comes off the ribosome, then it starts folding, and perhaps it folds like a helix, and I can make a nice helix out of this tuber. Yeah, and now in this protein we have side chains, but at this moment we're going to take a look at the backbone. Remember, there are side chains, they're about this long, they're coming out of this thing in all directions. We're only going to take a look at the backbone, because there are backbone hydrogen bonds that determine that this thing actually is a helix. Now let's assume that this is the N-terminus. Then we have here one NH sticking out, and then at the other side a CO. Yeah? So we have an NH and a CO. And then we go one residue further. This is about 100 degrees. We have another NH, and we have another CO. So now we have two residues. And if we continue this, we have a third one here, and we have a fourth one here and here. So, and then the fifth one here. It's not going very beautiful. Should perhaps make them a bit more at 100 degrees each time. So now we have residue Y, I here, and I plus 4 here. And what we see is that the NH and the CO point at each other. And that is the hydrogen bond of the helix. But now comes the big trick. This NH here is a bit positive, the CO is a bit negative, NH a bit positive, CO a bit negative, NH a bit positive, CO a bit negative, etc. And you see each time the NH points in that direction and the CO points in that direction. And these are little dipoles, because now you have all the positive charges going there and all the negative charges going there, that way. So just like little magnets add up to a big magnet, these little dipoles add up to a big dipole. And that means that it is as if there is a positive charge here. Actually, there is a dipole field going all the way through this helix, but that's difficult to think with, so it's easier to think that here roughly is a positive charge, about half a positive charge. And then if you have a side chain, for example, sticking out here, and that side chain is a glutamate, then the negative end of this glutamate here is very close to this positive charge here, and that causes nice interactions, but only with residues that can do that. And that has geometry and charge and everything. And that's why the table that is on the same page shows that certain residues prefer a certain position. That has to do with the charge, with the geometry of the helix, with the packing of the side chains. All of that comes together and gives us that table that we can use to predict where is the beginning of a helix. And that we can do both with the human protein and with the mouse protein. And then if that's in an area where it's difficult, if we can see, oh, here's a helix in the human and there in the mouse, we can take those two helices and just say, oh, one helix in man, one helix in mouse. We can superpose them. Yeah? And then you superpose them in your head, and that makes an alignment on paper. Stop.